What's up, y'all? We here for another episode of Church Guys Like Sports Too. Church Gals Like Sports Too. Tune on in. Come on, I need you to share this. We got a big show today. What's up? We on Instagram Live. We on Facebook Live. You got to tune in right now. Don't miss it. Oh, sinner. That's an old classic here. Who's on the Lord's side? Come on, we need all the sports fans to tune on in. That's my dude, Elder Clive Grant. Sound just like my pops. Big Rick, what's up, man? Mr. Graham, what up? William Brown, what up? Dr. Judith McAllister, how are you? Welcome to Church Guys Like Sports and Church Girls Like Sports. You can love God and still love sports. Oh, from Bishop Figueroa's album. Yeah, I gotta find some of that old stuff and start playing it. Okay, Google, turn it off. What's up, y'all? We here for another episode of Church Guys and Church Girls Like Sports Too. And we got a good show lined up for you today. We talking sports. And again, you can love God and still love sports. Loving God does not take for us men out here, it does not take the man out of you. You can still love God and watch the football game. And for the ladies that go to church and you still love sports, that does not make you any kind of dyke or anything like that. You just a woman that loves sports. And if you want to be a successful woman in your marriage, you better learn how to watch the Super Bowl. Even if you don't understand the game, don't stop your husband from watching it. Make some chicken wings and some chips and dip and sit there and watch it with him. Don't ask him how, don't ask him all the rules and stuff. Just sit there and know that somebody got to run with the ball. The little brown thing, that's the football. I'm trying to help somebody. Amen. You want to be well-rounded and have balance all through your life. But let's talk football right now. Last night, there was a game, and I know we're going to get to my Knicks. I hope you'll see this. I hope you see this. But last night, there was a game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. And the game was just about over. Pittsburgh was losing 20. They down. They're going to lose the game. Cleveland going to win. But Cleveland's Myles Garrett decides to illegally tackle Pittsburgh's quarterback, Mason Rudolph. Let's get to this real quick. First, Mason Rudolph is the backup quarterback for Ben Roethlisberger. Mason Rudolph, 4 weeks ago, got hit so bad that he was knocked out. They thought he was dead. So he was in concussion protocol for 2 weeks. So now Mason Rudolph gets illegally tackled. He starts fighting with Myles Garrett. Listen here. He's a quarterback, a white quarterback, fighting with a 6'5", 300-pound Myles Garrett that gets paid to hit quarterbacks. Myles Garrett's job is to get on the field and hit the quarterback. Mason Rudolph wants to fight with him. Myles Garrett snatches his helmet off. Snatched the helmet off of Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph still running after Myles Garrett, a 6'5", 320-pound man. And Myles Garrett takes his helmet and hits him in the head with it. Now, there's two things to this. Shame on you, Myles Garrett, for doing that to that quarterback. But the second part of this, Mason Rudolph, what the heck is wrong with you? You just coming out of a concussion protocol. You just coming out of that. You got knocked senseless 3 weeks ago. Now you got no helmet on and you chasing after a 300-pound, 6'5" black man that gets paid to hit you. What is wrong with you, Mason Rudolph? So Myles Garrett clubs him in the head with his own helmet. And then Myles Garrett gets attacked by 2 other players from the Steelers. They kicking and stomping him and all this stuff. And the whole big thing happened. But the point of this thing, Mason Rudolph, you ought not be chasing that. Listen to me. I tell my wife, and y'all help me with this, because listen. If Mike Tyson was sitting in my seat at the movie theater, and I got tickets that say that's my seat, and me and my wife, listen, I'm going to find another seat. Because that man gets paid to knock people out. Get out my seat. And you see, you can't be no instigator in this stuff. You got to pick your battles. So it is reported to me that Myles Garrett is suspended for the rest of this year. Even if Cleveland makes the playoff, he's still suspended. But I don't think it's all on Myles Garrett. Some of that stuff should be on Mason Rudolph, who was chasing Myles Garrett. Mason Rudolph should have went somewhere and walked off. But these quarterbacks try to prove that they tough. All y'all quarterbacks out there trying to prove you're tough, you're going to get clucked in your head. Now, Garrett should have never hit the man in the head with the helmet, but Mason Rudolph shouldn't have been following behind that man. That man gets paid. That man's 6'5", 300-something pounds. So now, and because, you see, when these rivalry games happen like this, Cleveland Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've been rivals for years. When these rivalry games happen, people lose their mind. Now Myles Garrett losing the rest of the season, going to lose some money. He might be suspended for some games next year. So you got to calm yourself down. But if anybody ever been in a fight and you feel like you being jumped, and you feel like you're getting jumped, you're gonna defend yourself any kind of way. But I learned, don't be picking battles that you ain't got a chance at winning. Somebody said if Mike Tyson slapped their wife, first thing they're gonna do is ask their wife what she did to make Mike Tyson slap her. Would you fight Mike Tyson for $150,000? Shoot, I will. I'll fight. I'll give him a good 3 minutes. That's about it. I'll fight him. Now I'm not talking about this 50-year-old Mike Tyson. I'm talking about the 25-year-old Mike Tyson that Michael Spinks was scared of. So we got to look at it from both sides. If they're going to blame anybody, they're going to blame Myles Garrett because he's bigger and he's stronger. And Mason Rudolph, see, he got hit. Soon as he got hit with that helmet, he got clucked with that helmet. He said, just like this. Boom. Ow. He going like this. Ref, look, he hit me with the helmet. Fool, you shouldn't have been chasing him. Myles Garrett went too far. Yes, he did. But Mason Rudolph should be chasing him. You see, it's something about that courage. When you know you got people that got your back, Mason Rudolph wouldn't fight Myles Garrett in the alley by himself. But he know he had all these teammates with him. He had all these offensive linemen with him. So he gonna play tough. Yo, give me my helmet back. All right, you want your helmet back? Here, wear it as a badge of honor. Boom! Hit him right there. So Myles Garrett, I don't know. It has not been reported to me if Mason Rudolph is even going to get suspended. Because if you look at the video, Mason Rudolph, the quarterback, tried to snatch Myles Garrett's helmet off. He tried to take his helmet off. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just not going. I'm not no. I will defend myself, but I ain't looking for no fights with nobody, especially with somebody way bigger than me. That's right. Myles Garrett gonna lose about $4 or $5 million because of this. About $4 or $5 million, Myles Garrett. Rudolph gets no suspension, Rick. How Mason Rudolph don't get suspended at all? And he was part of the fight. And I hate going there. I hate going there, but these quarterbacks are too protected. Look, you a football player just like everybody else. You gonna get hit just like everybody else. You got to be careful how you conduct yourself, quarterbacks. Mason Rudolph should at least get one game, Bishop. Bishop Pullen, I think Mason Rudolph should at least get one game. That's my thought. They got to give him at least one game. Because it's unfair. It's absolutely unfair for Myles Garrett to get all these games and Mason Rudolph don't get none. But what I do like is how the Pittsburgh Steelers players had his back. The Pittsburgh Steelers players, soon as he hit him with that helmet, them two guys threw him to the floor and started stomping him. That's another thing. If you better walk around with some folks that don't mind getting suspended with you. You don't touch another team's quarterback and don't expect to get hit. I big up to the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive lineman. When they hit your quarterback, I'm glad y'all did something about it. They threw Myles Garrett to the floor and they stomped him like he was in the movies. What's that movie? They stomped him like he was in that movie, Minister Society. Boys in the Hood, they double gangster stomped him. And you, listen to me, just how offensive linemen protect their quarterback, that's how deacons and ministers and elders ought to protect their pastor. Oh, y'all don't hear me. That's how the men in the church ought to protect their pastor. I wish somebody would, back in the day when somebody would disrespect my pops and me and my brothers were the musicians, my father didn't have to check him. He would if he had to. He would. But me and my brothers protected my pops. You ain't gonna just talk to my pops, my pastor, any kind of way. You dare not put no hands on my pastor or my apostle any old kind of way. So I got a problem with a lot of these churches that don't protect their pastor. I see a lot of posts, would you slap your pastor for $1 million? Folks talking about, yeah, I'll slap him and his wife. You crazy. Your pastor ought to merit that respect to be protected. Don't let nobody just come up talking to your pastor any kind of way. Don't let nobody just come talking about they're going to put hands on your pastor. Or nobody want to say nothing because people don't honor pastors like they used to. But just like they protect the quarterback, the offensive linemen will fight for their quarterback. The deacons and ministers and people that love their pastor, they ought to fight for their pastor. All right, we're going to leave that alone because I know we living in a different society where pastors are enemies. Where pastors are ridiculed because they got some pastors doing nasty stuff, on camera. But we still honor the pastor. Let somebody come and try to fight me in my pulpit. First of all, you better come ready because I'm 6'4", 250, and I'm from East New York, Brooklyn. Come ready. But before they even get to me, Deacon Ned, Deacon McCray, Deacon Henry, Deacon Brown, all of them better jump, Minister Morgan, they better jump flight real quick. Amen. But in case they don't, I know how to body slam folks. So Myles Garrett is suspended for the rest of the season. And the bad news is Cleveland still had a chance to make the playoff. I think Cleveland had a chance to make the playoff, but now that Myles Garrett is gone, they don't have a shot. They do not have a shot. It's over for the Cleveland Browns. It is over. All because Myles Garrett couldn't contain himself. It's over. And I hope they go back and look at the video. And Barry running out the door. No, he ain't. Barry gonna have my back. He ain't gonna run. But I truly hope they look at the video again and they give Mason Rudolph at least a fine. They got to give him a fine or something because it's not fair because it looks bad. The white guy starts the fight, but the black guy gets suspended. I'm not trying to bring race into this because it's more than that, but you got to look at it. The white guy gets nothing. The white guy gets nothing, and he instigated it. I'm sorry. He instigated it. He tried to take the man's helmet off first. Zion Charity, you right. But Garrett went overboard. But you still gotta do something to that quarterback. We all on this football team, on this football field together. It's fair game. It's fair game. You getting paid to be out here. I'm getting paid to be out here. But now I'm losing all my money because I done hit you in your head. If you'd have got my helmet off, you would have hit me in the head too. I'm just stronger. Myles Garrett need to fight that. I don't know if he's going to win, but he can fight that. And they need to suspend Mason Rudolph. He got to get a game or something. I'm not going to be satisfied until Mason Rudolph gets something. William Brown said it's always the guy who retaliates that gets the worst penalty. And that's not fair. There's something called self-defense. If you punch me in my face and I shoot you, hey, I got the gun, you don't. You started it. You can't be starting stuff with people bigger and stronger than you. And a lot, you know what? Y'all gonna laugh, but a lot of ladies get their husbands beat up like that. In the club or wherever, and somebody look at them funny. Oh, who you, and this big nigga, 6'6", 300 pounds. And he looking at you funny, and then you look to your man, oh, you gonna let him look at me like that? And now you put your man in a place, 5'6" self, to have to defend you, and you know you ain't got to fight. Now you put your man in the place that he got to fight somebody. And then he end up getting knocked out. And you rubbing his shoulder, oh, it's going to be all right. Thank you for defending me. Yeah, I defended you, but I ain't got no teeth now. Stop picking fights with folks that can kick your tail. Stop doing it. All right, let me move on from that. And while I'm talking about football, a huge shout out to my friend, Elder Eric Brown from Long Island. That's Sister Erica Brown's husband, Elder Eric Brown. His son, Eric Jr., both his sons, Eric Jr. and Robert Brown, they both have signed contracts to play arena football. They playing for the Jersey Flight in Trenton, New Jersey. So you never know what that arena football contract can lead to. That can lead them to being in the NFL. I know plenty of people that went from arena football to the NFL. So shout out to them. I told them I'm going to shout them out. And I'm praying that God gives them great success. All right. Now, we are 10 games into the season. We 10 games into the season. And I got to talk about this because Colin Kaepernick has a workout tomorrow. Absolutely. If you shoot me, you're famous. But if I shoot you, I'm blameless. I'm brainless. That's a powerful quote. That's a powerful quote, Hilton. That's a powerful quote. But Colin Kaepernick is getting a workout tomorrow, and there are several teams that are interested in signing Colin Kaepernick. I feel y'all on this. We happy for Colin Kaepernick because he get no workout and all that. But listen, we already 10 games in. This next Sunday coming will be 11 games in. So that's only going to leave 4 or 5 games left for most of these teams. That ain't enough time for Colin Kaepernick to come in and do anything. If somebody signs him for the last 4 games of the year and they put him in the game, he's going to look horrible because he didn't have no training camp. He ain't had no practices. And all these dudes have been playing all year. He going to look behind. And then that's going to justify them in saying, oh, he don't need to be in the NFL. This is ridiculous. And I know they say, oh, yo, Jay-Z worked it out so Colin Kaepernick can get an interview so he can get a workout. No, I don't want to hear that. He should have had his workout in the beginning of the year when he had time to make a difference for a team. So now they're working Colin Kaepernick out to shut the black folk up. Okay, we gave him a workout. But it ain't right, man. We gotta stop looking at stuff and say, okay, we good now. No, that's not fair. That is not fair. Why didn't they work him out week 1? Week 2? You wait till week 11 when there's 5 games left? We don't know if he in shape. We don't know what kind of condition he in. It's ridiculous. And they invited all 32 teams, but there's only about 4 or 5 teams coming. Miami Dolphins is one of them. This man gonna go out there. He gonna work out. If they want to sign him, they can't play him until week 12, which only gives him 4 games left. He's not in good shape. He go out there and if you go out there, see basketball, you can play when you're not in great shape. Baseball, you can play when you're not in great shape. But football, if you're not in great shape, you're going to go out there and get yourself hurt, especially the quarterback. Football, all it takes is one hit and your career is over. Not your season, your career. And people want to say, oh, let's credit Jay-Z for this. I hear y'all, but what proof do you have that Jay-Z had anything to do with this? And being in shape and being in football shape, William Brown, is different. He need to be in football shape. I'm in pretty decent shape, but I ain't in basketball player shape. I ain't I can't run up and down no full court all day. I'll do it once or twice. The rest of that time, I'm basket hanging. But in football, you got to be in shape. So I don't think it's going to work out for Colin Kaepernick. I'm glad they're doing something. They're trying to do something to appease us, but we still ain't going to shut up because we know it ain't fair. When Brett Favre wanted to come back, they didn't wait till the end of the season to bring him back. Brett Favre came back out of retirement in the beginning of the year. Had teams flocking all over him. They went to where he was. Let me move on from that. I hope somebody signs him, but I hope they don't let him play this year. I don't want to see Colin Kaepernick playing this year. Let him get a training camp under his belt. Let him compete for a starting job for next year, and let him come back in 2020 blazing. Absolutely. If Jay-Z did that, it would have been on the news. TMZ would have reported, hey, Jay-Z gets Colin Kaepernick interview. I don't think Jay-Z had nothing to do with it. And I'm going to tell y'all again, it's all right. We know Jay-Z is at the table, but I don't think he got no voice at that table. Yes, Jay-Z's a billionaire, but people that got $40 billion look at somebody that got $1 billion a whole lot different. There's a big difference between 1 billion and 40 billion. I told somebody the other day, if Bill Gates with his $60 billion self woke up with Oprah Winfrey's money, he'll kill himself. If Bill Gates in one night went from $60 billion to $2 billion, he'll jump off a bridge. All right, let me leave that alone. Let me move on to basketball. And soon as Colin Kaepernick, who has been blackballed by the NFL, as soon as he gets a workout, guess what happens in the NBA? Carmelo Anthony gets signed. Oh, people, we got to wake up. We got to see this thing. We got to wake up and smell the coffee. Soon as Colin Kaepernick gets in the news about getting worked out for these NFL teams, the very next day, Carmelo Anthony, who had been blackballed by the NBA, has signed with the Portland Trail Blazers. Do y'all see what's happening? So we made that Colin Kaepernick stuff that made a lot of noise and all that stuff. They said, if you're going to do that for Colin Kaepernick, what about Melo? And I still don't know why Carmelo was blackballed. I don't know. He wasn't kneeling. He wasn't doing. He was standing up for Trayvon Martin and all that stuff like that. But don't think it's a coincidence. This ain't no coinky-dink. Because Carmelo could still, listen, it ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me there's 400 players in the NBA better than Carmelo. He should have been on somebody's team last year. Carmelo is not no superstar no more, but he can still come off the bench, whatever, give you 12, 15 points a game. Easy. You can't tell me that some team didn't need Carmelo. And they blackballed Colin Kaepernick and they blackballed Carmelo Anthony. But now, soon as Kaepernick gets a workout, Carmelo gets signed. Now, Carmelo, let me tell you something. Don't you go out to Portland and try to take over this team. Listen to me. Carmelo Anthony, come here. Come here. You too, Layla. Don't you amp him up. Because these wives be amping folk up. Layla, don't you amp him up talking about, oh, you can take over this team. Shut your mouth. You dead on power. You need to be dead on the Portland Trail Blazers. Listen, Carmelo, don't listen to her. Listen to me. That is Damian Lillard's team. All right? Carmelo Anthony, that is Damian Lillard's team. Don't you go out there trying to take things over. That's exactly what he did, Hilton. At the ESPY Awards, he advocated for black rights. Him, Chris Paul, I believe it was Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James. All of them kept working. Dwayne Wade retired. LeBron James, the face of the league. Chris Paul he's still doing his thing. So let me talk about this Carmelo. That is Damian Lillard's team. After Damian Lillard is CJ McCollum. Carmelo, you come off of the bench and play your role. Don't you go to Portland talking about you gonna take over. You are not the 25-year-old Carmelo Anthony. You are not the same Carmelo that's gonna come give us 30. You are not the New York Knicks Carmelo Anthony. You got to know your role. Oh, I'm preaching better than y'all saying amen. See, let me show you something, church guys like sports, y'all listen. Part of ministry is knowing your role. You got to know when you can't do what you used to do. Hello. You don't need to be 90 years old still trying to pastor folk because you were good at it 50 years ago. You got to know your role. Become an overseer or something, pastor emeritus. Put somebody there that's going to get the job done. Carmelo, you got to know your role. You ain't 20 years old no more, fella. Your cornrows is gone. You got gray hair. You are not a number 1, 2, or 3 option. You can be the 6th man of the year. See, when you recognize your role, that's what I love about Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford used to be one of he can razzle dazzle you all day long. But when he was relegated to the bench, he said, I'm going to be the best bench player ever. And he kept getting 6th man of the year awards. Lou Williams, he's not a starter for the Clippers. But he knows his role. He said, I'm not a starter, but when I get in, I'm going to be the best bench player. Carmelo, you got to know your role. You got to know your role. If you go in there and you want to take over, having backdoor meetings with the coach, I need to be starting. They're going to ship you out of town. They're going to send you away. So I think it could work out for Carmelo with the Portland Trail Blazers if he just gets himself together and know his role. Come off the bench, give us 15 minutes, hit a couple of threes, get a couple of rebounds. He ain't going to get no assists because that ain't his game. And I'm going to tell you how bad it is. Carmelo and LeBron are just about best friends. LeBron didn't even want him on the Lakers. And the Lakers he could have helped them. Golden State, they ain't got everybody hurt out there and they didn't want Melo. So I'm glad Portland, Damian Lillard took a check. This did not happen without Damian Lillard co-signing. So shout out to Carmelo on getting a job. Now he is actually signed. Colin Kaepernick ain't get signed yet. But Carmelo's actually signed. He's supposed to be playing, and they play the Houston Rockets next Monday. I'm going to see that game. I'll be in Atlanta for the Timothy Wright throwback concert, but I'm going to watch that game on my phone. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony. And I want him the ball. Because, he's not on the Knicks yet. He's not on the Knicks anymore. But Carmelo did what he could for the New York Knicks. And he never wanted to leave New York. That was Phil Jackson and his mess. I'm glad Carmelo got a shot. And the next part of that is Portland Trail Blazers ain't no slouches. Remember, they put Russell Westbrook and them boys out the playoff. Depton, you got to come play drums on something, man. I'm going to tell Big June you going to play drums on something. So he only getting $14,000 until January 7th. That's cool because Carmelo he ain't really looking to get signed for money. Carmelo already sitting on over $100 million. But I really got to get this to Layla Anthony. Layla Anthony, don't you be in his ear talking about no foolishness. Don't you be talking no mess, talking about, Melo, you need to go take this team over. You can put them over the top. You need to be starting. Layla, mind your business. Oh, Portland is 4-8. Hold on, let me give, okay, Google, what's the Portland Trail Blazers record?
The Blazers are 13th in the Western Conference with 4 wins and 8 losses.
Oh, Chip, you are on it. So the Blazers actually need this help. Because the Blazers were balling last year. They ain't doing too good this year. So, you see, I don't know. It's going to be scary because now Carmelo might come in there. Look, you're 4-8. Y'all need me. He might come in there and say, hold on. No, William Brown's, isn't that the job of the wife? No, the job of a wife is not to be, don't be over-exaggerating his talent, Layla. I know wives are supposed to encourage, but see, you can't do that. You can't do that, Layla Anthony. And yes, the wife is supposed to encourage the husband, but don't go overboard. Don't be telling Carmelo he can take his team over. And that's what happened. He went to OKC and she said, oh, you're better than Russell Westbrook. Oh, you're better than Paul George. Don't be doing that. And see, these wives be amping stuff up and getting these men fired at their job. No, go to that job and tell your boss you want a raise. You work harder than anybody in there. And the husband says, okay, baby, and go in there and they say, raise your butt out of here, you're fired. That's why, you know what? That's why a lot of people that know better give a lot of credit to Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama convinced, because I don't care what nobody say, before Barack Obama told anybody he was running for president, he had to tell his wife first, laying in bed, sitting at the dinner table, whatever. He said, baby, I'm thinking about running for president. And I give Michelle Obama credit because she had to say, look, I believe you can do it. Matter of fact, I know you can do it. You know what? I'm so confident that you do it. I'm going to quit my job as a lawyer and go full-time supporting you because you can do it. She believed in him. But let some of us wake up in the morning and tell our wives, baby, I'm going to run for president. Some of our wives that know our limitations, you can't even run this house. How you going to run the country? How you going to run the country? You better go take this garbage out, run to the store and get some toilet tissue. Oh, I know I'm talking right. Because some of our wives ain't going to push us into something that they know we ain't ready for. So, Layla Anthony, you better tell this man the truth. Don't you tell him he can go to Portland and take over that team. You sit with him at the dinner table, sweetie, I'm glad you got a shot. I hope you do whatever the coach wants you to do. Be the best Carmelo Anthony you can be. Don't be amping him up, having him go out there thinking he the head of the team. All right, nobody wants to say nothing. That's all right. I know I'm talking right because wives have the ability to push you into something. And sometimes they can push the wrong thing. He cannot take over Portland Trail Blazers, Dexter Williams. He cannot. That's what got him in trouble. He is not the same Carmelo. He cannot take it over. They got a star. They got Damian Lillard. He's a superstar. They got another all-star, CJ McCollum. He don't need to be coming in there talking about I'm taking 20 shots a game. No, Carmelo. Carmelo, listen to me. Listen to David Wright, New York. Church Guys Like Sports. Listen to me. You are not that Carmelo. No, he ain't. No, he is not. Y'all don't. I hope Carmelo don't listen to none of what y'all talking about. Talking about he can still ball, but this is not Carmelo Anthony from the Denver Nuggets, nor the Knicks. I don't care what he's doing in the workouts. He working out by himself. It's different when you get in that game. You gonna come off the bench and give us 12 points, and that's gonna be it, Carmelo. He ain't coming over and taking over nothing. No. You're going to get Carmelo. You're going to mess around and get that man fired again. Be glad for the opportunity and ball. That's it. Just ball. Play ball. And let that be it. Now, I hope y'all don't think I forgot. But I have on this New York Knicks hat now. I don't hear nobody saying nothing. Because last night, last night, Kristaps Porzingis came back to the Knicks, to the New York, came back to Madison Square Garden. And he came in there thinking that he was going to wear us out. He came in there thinking that he was going to be the man and win and come on our floor and beat us. But let me tell you what happened. My New York Knicks beat the brakes off them Dallas Mavericks. And we did just what we should have did. All these folks talking about we should give Kristaps a standing ovation. We should give Kristaps Porzingis a video tribute. Listen to me. I can't stand when teams do that. I was upset when LeBron went back to Cleveland as a Los Angeles Laker and they had all this video tribute and all this mess. Don't be doing that for somebody that don't play for your team no more. You know what the New York fans did when they announced Porzingis? Boo! We booed him. Just like we should. The NBA can learn a thing or two from the New York Knicks. Stop celebrating people who ain't with you no more. Stop celebrating people that don't want to be with you. Stop celebrating people that wanted to leave you. Every time he touched the ball, we booed him. Boo. Even the funny Knicks fan, boo. Boo. Boo you, Kristaps. Everybody booed him. Because he came in the office and said, we do not want to play with the Knicks anymore. No, you can't boo family members that move to another state. You can't do that. He got booed just like he should have. And that's why that's why I'm glad he's not with the Knicks anymore. You know why? Because he rattled under that pressure. He rattled under that pressure. He heard them boos and he started shooting air balls. And New York is still the mecca of Madison Square Garden. I got a problem. This is one thing. I'm gonna talk to Scott Perry, James Dolan. I'm gonna talk. I don't want Reggie Miller doing no more of the Knicks games. Reggie Miller is an enemy of the state. Reggie Miller should never broadcast a New York Knicks game. After all the hell he put us through. How dare him come to Madison Square Garden and broadcast? And I'm upset because Spike Lee, you took a picture with him. Because what happened, that Luka Doncic, see, I watched the game from beginning to end. He got hot and he hit three straight three-pointers from the same spot where Reggie Miller pushed Greg Anthony on the floor and won the game and he had two back-to-back three-pointers and they won the game because he pushed Anthony on the floor. I remember that. And then Reggie Miller got the unmitigated gall to say, oh, that's a lucky spot. I know that spot real well. Reggie Miller, I will punch you in your face. I will punch you dead in your stupid looking big ear face, Reggie Miller. I'm talking to you. You put us through pure hell. And you wanted us to lose to the Mavericks last night. You ain't doing no more Knicks games. We are banning Reggie Miller from doing any Knicks games. And the only reason you hit them shots because you pushed Greg Anthony on the floor and then John Starks threw the ball, Anthony Mason threw the ball to you, and there should have been a foul on you, Reggie Miller, talking about, oh, that's the hot spot there. He gonna tell Luka Doncic, oh, that's the hot spot. I know that spot all too well. And the Knicks still won. Because Marcus Morris is a baller. Marcus Morris hit the winning three-pointer right in their face. Dennis Smith Jr. is back. Dennis Smith Jr. is back. He's a baller. And don't get me started on that Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson can't even spell his own name, but he can dunk that ball. He can catch them alley-oops. He can dunk off that rebound. He'll go in the wrong bathroom if it ain't no picture on the wall, but he can dunk that basketball. He ain't too bright. He ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but he can dunk. And he dunked all over them Dallas Mavericks. And I don't care what y'all say. We got 3 wins. 2 of them wins came against the Mavericks. Now, I'm still on the fence. You, William Brown, don't you start talking about this finger roll stuff. Patrick Ewing is a legend. And he can block them balls too. You right, Miller. Absolutely. I can't stand Reggie Miller. That's why his sister can shoot better than him. Since you did that to us last night, Reggie Miller, I hope you get diarrhea for the rest of this year and you only got white underwear to wear. How about that? I hope you get diarrhea and you can only wear white. And that's going to be for you. That's going to be your portion, Reggie Smiller. I think Reggie Miller a little wayward. Yeah, I think he a little, he a little soft. And Spike Lee, don't you be taking no pictures with Reggie Miller. Don't you forget what he did to you and what he said to you and how mean and nasty he was when he was hitting them shots and he was doing that to you, calling us a choke artist. Can't stand him. And got the nerve to want to do our game. So the Knicks, we might need, I still want to get Mark Jackson, but let's give David Fizdale at least to the All-Star break and see if he can turn this thing around. If Fizdale can turn this thing around, because remember, the Knicks had been hurt. Dennis Smith Jr. had been gone. Mitchell Robinson had been gone with injury. Let's give Fizdale at least, I say give him 10 more games. And if he can't turn around in the next 10 games, then we need to call Mark Jackson. Oh, don't talk. Well, I forgive Reggie Miller. I forgive him, but I ain't forget. I still don't like him. And I heard, this is what I heard. I heard Reggie Miller's breath smells like wolf knuckles. It was reported to me that Reggie Miller's breath smelled like wolf knuckles. That's what they said. And Scottie Pippen, yeah, he dunked on Ewing, but y'all don't remember, they called an offensive foul on that. Yeah, all right, he dunked on, but they called an offensive foul on Scottie Pippen. Remember that. And you don't see Pippen broadcasting our games. If Mitchell Robinson can stay out of foul trouble, he's going to be the defensive player of the year. All right, this has been an episode of Church Guys Like Sports 2. Listen, Monday, November 18th, we doing a show live in Atlanta, Georgia. Church Guys Like Sports 2 is coming to Atlanta. So I want you to be there, and we're in concert Monday night, November 18th. All the information is on Facebook, everywhere. I want you to come out, 8 o'clock. It's going to be awesome. The Timothy Wright Throwback Concert. You do not want to miss it. Tickets are free. It ain't going to cost you nothing to get up in there. All right? I'll see y'all then. Tune in Monday live from Atlanta, Georgia at 12 noon. Peace.